Hey everybody, it's mrGoetz. I am a high school audio video teacher in Central Texas, and what I'm going to be talking to y'all about is a couple different things that have to do with technology. It's portable technology, and what I have here is a iPad 7 with a case. It's got a pencil here with it, and it's on loan from Apple. What that means is our technology department is looking at some different portable technology acquisitions. The second thing I'm going to be talking about is a Lenovo 500E. This is a second generation Chromebook. I'm brand new to Chromebooks. I don't know much about them. I'm going to talk about them. And then the third thing is something that I own. It is a $300 Dell 15.6 inch i3 2016 laptop. Now, I want to talk about the things that really kind of jumped out at me, and Clips is an app that is iPad OS. I didn't know iPad OS was a thing. So there's iOS, which is for phones, and then there's iPad OS, which is for iPads. And Clips is the first thing that I looked at where it said it needs iPad OS 13.4 or later to run it. I got it up and running on, well, it was on this iPad that's on loan, and we had a little bit of time where Apple was generous enough to go through some training with us, and using Clips was incredible. Talking into the camera, and then some things that it brought up in terms of transcription, and then being intelligent with the transcription. While you're saying your words, it actually highlights the word that you're saying, which is a huge thing for English language learners, for even some ADA, American Disabilities Act stuff as well. Other things I'll talk about on this: my 5-year-old son was able to record voice memos on this, was able to fly through a lot of different apps. There's some education apps that were installed on here. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go through and put additional apps on it because I couldn't log out of iTunes on it, but whatevers. Something else that really jumped out at me was Imovie. So I know Imovie historically because I'm an audio video teacher. I've been editing video for 20 years. There are templates in iMovie, and this one in particular was kind of about class of 2020, and it has storyboards in here. So what it says is different wide shots that would go in at different times, different close-ups, maybe a pop of sound could go in at different times. And what I'm probably going to do, just so I don't lose track of it because I need to turn this in today, is I'm going to export this thing and then rebuild it in Adobe Premiere. On an iMac, of course, so giving credit to where credit is due. So that's a little bit about this, about the iPad. I didn't know what a Chromebook was. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I didn't know what a Chromebook was. And here I have a Lenovo 500E Chromebook, second generation. This is apparently a $300 to $350 device. And what it runs is Chrome OS. So what that means is that you have something that's kind of a it's an OS that's going to kind of be like what you would expect on a tablet, but it's got some laptop functionality. And what you can see I'm doing here is I'm completely unable to close the screen or to do anything with it because I'm just not used to it. So this is the web browser right here that comes up. Okay, great. And then over here, go to Files. It kind of feels like an iPad or a phone right now, which is kind of cool because my students, even some of my seniors, have a little bit of trouble finding things on the computer and saving things on the computer. And what this device has here is you can go into, my son was able to do some PBS Kids stuff, was doing some dinosaur train on it here, so saving this as a PDF. And if you have files that are saved, what you can do is attached to USB, so it's USB 3.0, backwards compatible to USB 1 or 2 for connecting thumb drives. This right here is micro SD card slot. This is a full-size headphone jack, so it's not a mini headphone jack or anything like that. This is USB-C charging and power here. And then on the other side, we have another USB, have another USB-C, Kensington lock right here, your volume control, power, and this guy even kind of, when it's charging, you can see it's kind of lighting up when you have it plugged in. Now, the thing about these ports is I've recorded a voiceover on a little Zoom H1N recorder, and it's got a micro SD card, and I was looking around for a micro SD reader, couldn't find my reader anywhere, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've got this thing sitting here. What I was able to do was to connect the SD card right here and then connect a thumb drive. I think I connected the thumb drive right here, but I could have connected it here on the other side as well. And was able to, probably in less than 60 seconds, kind of poke around and be like, okay, what the heck is connected to this thing? Okay, I see what's connected, and being able to drag it over. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to download any apps on here, so I'm guessing what you have is the Google Play Store, but I don't know. One thing that I do know with that big Chrome logo there, with that big Chrome logo right here, is you could find yourself in a world of extensions. So using Chrome extensions and having kind of bolt-ons or add-ons to Chrome that increase the functionality of your device according to the things you want to use it for and do with it. One note about the power on this. With this power being USB-C, USB-C form factor, it's a huge jump over and something much better than what I have on this Dell laptop. So this Dell laptop, purchased one of them in 2016 for a job I had back when I was a sales rep, and was an outside sales rep for a company out of Dallas, and got this computer to work from home and use. And what I don't like about it, well, I mean, some people will say like, hey, you can't use a $300 laptop. Okay, well, what about a $300 Chromebook? What about a $300 phone? But what it says right here is, I had this in my classroom last school year, and it says be gentle with the power, because I really don't think this is a laptop. What I think it is a way to sell people repairs on fixing this little tiny power pin here. And what I mean by that is, this is your little tiny Dell power supply right here. So we have our, not a wall wart, we have this thing that is probably about $100 if you lose it. So this is expensive. I'm not saying the other ones aren't expensive. Like the Lenovo one sitting right here for the Chromebook it's probably some price to replace it. But with it being USB-C like that, what I think is there's a little bit more, other power supplies may be more likely to work with it. In essence, it's not proprietary. Because what ends up happening with these Dell laptops is when you have, even with the power supply that came with it, sometimes this computer told me that it was the wrong power supply and it couldn't charge. My brother-in-law got the same laptop, and that power pin was broken with very, very short period of time. So if you set this thing on a couch while it's charging, if you set this thing on a bed somewhere soft and you just start working that power there, this thing's going to be useless quick. Another thing about it, it worked great in 2016, and then 2017 was okay. In 2018, it got so slow it basically turned into a paperweight. And what happened was Dell Support Assistant kept trying to sell me a $99 a year subscription to something that could update something with it. And as OSs, so running Windows 10, so as Windows 10 gets heavier and heavier and requires more processing power, what that means is you have to upgrade your hardware. So you have to get a new computer. So looking at planned obsolescence, looking at how long a device should last, I put Linux on it, and I'm new to Linux, so I put Ubuntu, whatever it is, 1804 LTS, and the mouse started working again, Bluetooth started working again, it started charging properly, running perfectly. It's even got a slot on it so I can go back and import some of my CDs, some of the music that I have. Linux was able to breathe new life into this piece of technology here. Now, I know this has been a little bit rambling, and maybe I've made absolutely no points whatsoever, but I had these 3 devices kind of around here. I've been thinking a lot kind of about how to use them and what I would see kind of in my day-to-day use. It's been kind of fun, but really when it comes to technology and things like this, there's really what something is designed to do and using it properly, not trying to make something do something it doesn't or shouldn't. My name is mrGoetz. I'm a high school teacher in Central Texas, and today I've just been taking a look at some different technology, and that was the iPad 7th generation, took a look at the Lenovo Chromebook, and then an older Dell i3 laptop. Thanks for watching.